Hey Technofreaks, Techno Odin here, and welcome back to Hunting Grounds Analyzed, the simple coaching series where we strive to improve our hunting potential. Today we are taking a dive into the fire team, and since our introductory Predator video to the series was a self-analysis of one of my own matches, I feel we should do the same with the fire team. So, today we are on Derailed, with the mission being Fire from the Heavens. We have seen this one before if my memory is correct. In the I Hate NPCs video, as a Predator I actually come across the fire team doing this mission. It's a pretty simple, straightforward. We infiltrate the northwest camp and look for a big satellite. Normally there's already one there, but now there's an extra one. That is the big tell for the Predator. One is static, one is always there in the same place. The other one moves around, that is the mission based one. The end game is to blow up the big blue bus-like communication center at the outskirts of the camp. So like I said, pretty straightforward. Now I will say before we get into anything, I am not the best at the fire team. I'm not the best at first-person shooters. But I do a lot of good things and I do a lot of bad things, which is what we are here to look at. And that's what I want from people. I don't want to see your best work. I want to see your most average match. But if I keep badgering about what I want to see and how I want to see it, we're never going to get anywhere. So let's just get into the loadout. So I'm running recon with the 3rd sniper and the 2nd shotgun. All max leveled, all blah blah blah. Gear wise I'm going with the stim pack, flare and the smoke grenade. Now I'm running the smoke and flare mainly to try and disrupt the Predator's aim. Perk wise I was still going in with the idea of recon. You know, don't get seen and spot the Predator and mark him for death. That's my kind of main role. I'm trying to get the Predator to run away and keep out of sight, which will give us a lot more time to continue the mission. Because if we keep marking him, he's got to get away to get that marker off. Cold-blooded while mudded up makes you almost completely invisible when in heat vision, so that's going to help with the recon's aid. The last one, thick body, is there for survivability. And I'm looking at this with our teammates' perks, and I'm not liking what I'm seeing. And I'm going to say this: do not use the double XP perk outside of private matches. All you're bringing to this match is one less perk. That perk does nothing for anyone else. We have 2 Dutches in Assault. Both have a passive ability for better hipfire accuracy. For the same price as the double XP boost, you could just run extra hipfire accuracy. At a minimum, that'll make close quarters combat way better for you. Now we're about to dive in, and we've already made another big mistake. No one has voted on the infill. And this is something you really need to remember to do so, because the infill is where we're going to, spawn at the beginning. And it's going to be where we have to, travel to the mission. Now for us, we know we need to get to the northwest camp. And right there is available is the East River. That is the closest to the camp. So yeah, let's just get into the actual match. Okay, so before we do anything, I've already marked up the map. And for a reason being, where as the Predator you're marking to see where you actually spawn and get a layout of the map area. For the fire team, it's actually just to see what class the Predator has. So we now know he's running Berserker. And I'm going to play the Predator's intro and that bit that normally happens while we're infilling, just so we can see like what time they've got. So we know that as the Predator, we're still actually moving around. We're still, as the fire team, waiting to drop down. And when we do drop, that is when the target isolation scanner is available. So the moment we drop down, and the moment the timer starts going, that's when the match actually starts for everyone. Now, we now are able to mud up, but the Predator will already use his target isolation scan so he should already know where we are. Now I'm switching to the knife to make sure we run, or walk, sorry, as fast as possible, but everyone else is kind of sprinting. See, the problem is, and I'm going to pause it here, the problem is with that is now we've given our position away. Beta, Charlie, and Delta are sprinting as fast as they can. And that makes noise. And if the Predator's got the heat vision on, he's going to see those footsteps very faintly. So the idea is to mud up, knife up, and walk. Because that's the quietest you can be and the fastest you can be while walking. But unfortunately we don't do that, so our cover's kind of already blown. So there's no point, so sprint on. But I am using the wall as coverage because I already have a feeling the Predator's coming from the east. And I can keep kind of hearing the fires of the... Yeah, Charlie, or C, is deciding to blow up barrels. I thought he found the Predator, and no, he's just blowing up barrels. Whether it's to make sure we don't have anyone trying to blow us up, or if it's part of the trophy, I don't know. So I'm kind of getting a good setup, but there's no point, and I drop down, damage myself, so I'm going to try and get in. I'm knifed up, and I'm going to go for the stealth. I see the guy, and I see a target. Now both of us are kind of going in for the same target, and boom, one's down. But everyone else has now given the position away. Now that could be because of the mission. I'm going to say that's probably because of the mission, because everyone seemed to do fine there. But because we're in the search area, guys are kind of alerted already. So that's a bit unfortunate. I don't like that stealth does take a second priority to these points. Now, while everyone's doing the mission, I'm keeping an eye out for the Predator. And while, I guess, I don't want to use the actual PSN names. You see them, but I'm just going to call him Charlie. Charlie's blowing up more stuff. What I've actually done here, and the reason I've done this, I've thrown a thermal and a smoke because I want the Predator to think we're inside that building, because that way it kind of takes a bit of emphasis away from where they actually are. Now there you see, we're now activating the satellite. So we found what we needed, now we're on to the second phase. Nice. I love some of the things these guys say. So now we need to go over there, but again the Predator's coming onto our trail. I'm trying to slowly, because I'm going quiet and no one can see me. I'm doing it myself, and I think the fighter team are actually now dealing with the Predator because the Predator's behind me. Now, unfortunately, I come to a bit of a problem. I'm going to pause. The reason I come to a problem here is I forgot how the fire team missions work. I was going to go and infiltrate it, but there was so many guys there that one shot or one attack wouldn't work. These guys are just going to see me and yeah. So unfortunately, we're kind of covers blown, all not great. I lose out on another flare or smoke. Yeah, I lose out on a flare because I needed to heal, and we're still lucky to be we're lucky to not be discovered by the Predator. This would, in hindsight, this would be a bad move. In hindsight, this is a bad move. But they're giving so much grief to the Predator, and the Predator's now, because you can hear him, you hear that electricity, he's right near us. So I'm going to go slowly up and hide around here. Now we need that terminal defended, which we're keeping doing. So we know the Predator's there, and we can see the Predator. Now unfortunately my aiming is not amazing. I'm trying to keep an eye on it. It's still invisible, but you know, I'm a console player. People are gonna comment on that. Now, that was a failed mark, and that was unfortunate. And that was a terrible shot, and yeah, he's now made a jump, so we can kind of get in, because he's now on that further building down there, and we can kind of get a shot. Now, what we should have done there was we should have shot and marked at the same time. That's something I'm kind of getting used to, is shooting and marking. We don't have a mark option as the Predator, so I didn't. I went for a second shot and missed. Okay, so he's leaped back to us. Now we switched to the shotgun. I'm not doing too bad here. I'm getting a few shots, and I'm still surprised this guy hasn't seen me or hasn't even interacted with me. That shows that deep down he's not an amazing Predator. Now, here's where I'm going to make a big goof. Let's take it back to here. What am I doing wrong? The Predator starts eating a boar, and I am pelting him with shots. I've got him to second wind. Where's my comms? In any team-based thing, communication is vital. Whether it's through the communication wheel, which I am now using a lot more, or through the mic itself, which I am kind of still half and half of using. Knowing where the Predator's just second-winded. Like, now, he has gone north of this V2 building. I have got him down. I could have said Predator healing at V2 or Predator healing big building. When he got into second wind, Predator's second wind, V2, or Predator's second wind, big building. Predator's gone north. These are the things you should say, and this is going to bite me in the arse later on. So yeah, the Predator's gone away, and he's going to go heal up. Now, we could have hunted him, but we've now got ourselves at least more time for the mission. This is where things go a bit awry, and I'm going to say it does. I'm running up. My teammate gives me a health kit, and I don't use it. I throw a smoke grenade over there just to make sure, you know, we don't get any shots off from the cannon. And I completely forget about the healing kit. Now, I'm just going over to try and look for another healing kit, while also trying to keep an eye out for the Predator. I see the healing kit, but for some reason, it won't let me activate it. So either that's technically been destroyed or something, or it's just a bug and it's not actually there. I don't know. But I go into the crow's nest to try and keep an eye out for the Predator. So, you know, that's where I'm best at. I'm still kind of doing the wrong thing. I should be with the team. I see the Predator. And we're unlucky, and unfortunately one of our guys is down. Now I come and try, and I do my best. I hit him with as much as I could there, and I don't know how low he was, but he's still kind of okay. He makes more shots, and somehow I miss. I start reloading to make sure I've got my full shots, but one problem is, we're not together. B's down, and now we're in a lot of trouble. I get a shot off on the Predator, and I think he's going to go and try and stop the save. Let's just slow this down. I'm expecting Charlie to res Beta now, and that's what I think the Predator's going for. He knows the guy's there, and that's what I was doing. I would go and stop Charlie from resing Beta. But instead, he does a 1 U-turn and takes me down, and Charlie's not done anything.
You want to make some extra cash?
So, I'm down. Beta's down. Delta's down. And Charlie downs the Predator. And self-destruct is active, and that's it. GG. No problem. Okay, so the main aspects here for me were my poor aim, my lack of communication, and the overall lack of teamwork. While I was making good shots, I was missing perfect sitters. But again, it's aim, so you just got to improve on that as you go. My communication skills were terrible. I didn't communicate at all. I didn't even use the communication wheel. And that is a big problem. I'm using it a lot more now, but when I did that match, I wasn't using it at all, and that was so bad. I used the Predator version of it. Best scenario, use the mic. If you have to, use the wheel. But always communicate. And finally, stick together. What I did to get to that key item for the mission was suicide. As a Predator, I would love someone to do that. So I know for a fact that was something that was wrong. And to be honest, we were separating ourselves and using that communication unit as a divider. That was a bit of poor map awareness. which, as I've been on derailed for so long, I'm a little bit disheartened by myself there. But at the end of the day, the main thing to take over is always communicate and always work as a team. Try to stealth up as much as you can though, because when you don't, you just made the Predator's job 10 times easier. Okay guys, that's it for today's video. Hope you guys liked it. Self-analysis is really actually hard to do when you're talking to someone. To talk and self-analyze is a lot harder than to just self-analyze or analyze someone else. But I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope it gave you something. Tune in next time where we go back to the original format, whether it's a fireteam member or whether it's a Predator. I'll let you know. But until that day, this has been Techno Odin. Take care.